So anyways, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Leftover Pizza Live here on Instagram. I'm Grimy, if you don't know who I am. As you can see, I am joined by my buddy Mike Coates. Am I pronouncing that right, by the way?
Yep, you're right. Yep, that's it.
All right. Who also goes as Ninja Turtle Pies on Instagram, as many of you probably already know. First off, I'd like to thank you right away just for joining me on this little journey here, and short notice as it was, and really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
No doubt. So, as you guys probably have seen already, what are we doing here? Just in case you don't know, to cut to the nitty gritty, there is a really cool account on Instagram right now that goes by the name Nutty Nostalgic. That is Nutty Nostalgic at Instagram, or at Nutty Nostalgic. They're actually nutty and nostalgic. On Instagram, it's really confusing. I'm assuming the name is already taken. So they made all kinds of cool, like, I want to say they're nut spreads, like dessert, kind of, like almost like a peanut butter kind of consistency kind of thing. Their gimmick is that they kind of like tie into our old like favorite snacks from the early 90s, late 80s kind of thing, maybe even early 2000s. Stuff like Dunkaroos, PB Maxed. They just did a line that kind of is similar to DQ Blizzards. So like cool stuff like that. And I'm assuming in both our opinions, this latest thing is kind of like our favorite that they've done so far, which is none other than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Pie Nostalgic Layers, which I think they've branded Cowabunga Pies. I want to see if I have this photo here of them. They just posted one. So these ones that we have in front of us here, they don't have the label. You can check their story if you want on Nutty Nostalgic's Instagram page.
There's mine has a label now.
Reason. Nice. Oh man, is that the clicker?
Yeah.
Very cool. But anyways, I'd like to treat this as like an interview kind of style, questionnaire kind of thing, if you don't mind.
Cool. Yeah, let's do it.
So let's see here. So there's a pretty good reason why I picked you of all people to do this live with, as most people probably already know. Why don't you tell us a bit about yourself, what you do on Instagram, and what kind of things?
Yeah. So, I mean, I mean, where do I guess the start of this would be when I was in college. My best friend and I were poking around on the interwebs, and we found this article about. Well, he asked me if I remembered. Podcast name, nice. He asked me if I remembered Ninja Turtle Pies, and it was like this instant, just jolt of nostalgia. And we ended up finding this article on a website called X Entertainment, and my buddy Matt, and now he's Dinosaur Dracula, had this article up, and really he just had a picture of like a rapper. So we knew that we weren't making it up, and then he just kind of like expounded on the artwork, and it was hilarious because it said so much, but yet said so little because there just wasn't any information about the pies. But
right.
Fast forward almost 10 years later, my best friend sent me one of those, those fridge magnets they sell on eBay and online. You can find fridge,
geez.
yeah, with like every food item ever is scanned on them. Well, he sent me one that had the Ninja Turtle Pie wrapper on it, and at the time I hated my job. I had just gotten done working on music in Nashville, and I was in an office job. I hated my job. And so I was looking for anything to do that would distract me and bring some extra joy to my life. And so I went down the deepest rabbit hole you could imagine on Ninja Turtle Pies. And my whole quest was, I want to know how these things got made, because we were talking about green frosted vanilla pudding pie, and when else have you ever seen like a co-branded, a licensed snack cake, like with impact premiums, like stickers and stuff that come in it? It just was such a random pie, random item that I just was so like I just wanted to know. So, anyways, fast forward, and yeah, man, I mean, I just got so obsessed with it that I started sending emails out to anybody that I could find that had worked for Hostess back in like the 80s or 90s. And after about a year and a half of sending emails out and somebody saying, "Oh, I don't remember that, but you should check with this person, check with this person," I actually ended up tracking down the guy who developed the pies for Hostess. And he responded, I'll never forget, he responded with something like, "Yeah, Mike, I'm the guy that developed the pies for Hostess. Not sure why you're so interested in them, but I'm sure I can answer any questions you might have. Give me a couple weeks to get together what I still have from those days," or something like that. And yeah, dude, like I ended up, he sent me like one long email with like a pretty in-depth description actually about the whole ordeal of the pies. And then he said, "Well, hope that's all, or hope that answers your questions. Have a great day." And I was like, wait. And I was like, "Can I please like respond and ask you like 50 can I
Oh
just
yeah.
ask you a bunch of questions?" And he was like, "Sure." And he was just so like confused as to why I cared so much. And I told him that there's just a lot of people that have good memories of them. And yeah, so fast, like I'm trying to kind of summarize it, but man, I got to know him. I got to hear the story of the pies, and I mean the gist of it is that they had these vanilla pudding pies that were covered in chocolate, and they were about to be phased out. And he was tasked with trying to get more kids to start to buy Hostess products. And he had this idea because at the time Hostess was owned by Ralston Purina. Sorry, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
weird. It's weird because it looks like Ralston, but it's Ralston. But it's Ralston Purina owned Hostess. So his friend launched Ninja Turtle cereal, and
Okay.
so it was doing so well that he was like, "Well, why don't we try to do it for Hostess?" And so he got the licensing contact from his friend. And yeah, the rest is history. He pitched it as a very low cost item where they already had all the production in place. They just needed to have green icing. And then all their money went towards the packaging and the premiums, which is evident because we all got hooked on it. And they were only supposed to be out for 20 weeks. Well, they were only planned to be out for 20 weeks, along with Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. And yeah, so they may have lasted a few weeks later in some markets, but for the most part, it was a 20-week promotion. And he said that they basically had a formula that once they started getting a certain percentage of the product back, because they only had a 7-day shelf life, they would
Hmm.
just phase out a product because they always had these new products coming in. And so, yeah, man, it was such a cool, like to me, it was such a cool random story
Oh, yeah.
that this one dude pretty much pitched this idea that the leadership had to say yes to. And so that's
Right.
why we have this random snack cake that everybody remembers. So,
Yeah. Nice. So before we go on further, I love that anything that we go into nostalgia wise, like the road always seems to go to Matt from Dinosaur Dracula.
yeah,
So big
yeah,
shout out to Dinosaur Dracula
yeah,
for keeping the cake alive, probably
yeah.
for
Keeping the
many
flame
people who've
going.
never even heard of it. So
Yeah,
so cool. And I also love that like the guy who created the artwork and stuff is just like so nonchalant about it. It's just like, yeah,
yeah,
this doesn't matter really. I can't even believe you're interested. Like, dude, there are so many people that are still very, very intrigued and interested in this cake, and like, we want this back. Like, or
yeah,
not the cake, but the pie. Like,
yeah,
this is the thing that a lot of people long for, and
yeah.
he does. It just doesn't seem like he really has the grasp on how much he made an impact on so many different people's lives.
Yeah. Well, and so to separate the two, there's actually two people. So the guy who developed the
Okay.
pie for Hostess, his name is Lee, and he's just like a marketer. He's a marketing professor still to this day. And then there is Terry Hinkle, which a lot of people have gotten to know over the years now on Instagram. He
Mhm.
is the one that had a company called Hinkle and Company that was hired by Ralston Purina to do all the artwork for Ninja Turtle cereal and a bunch of other cereals for them, as well as Ninja Turtle pies, Crunchabungas.
Oh no.
Yeah, so he's separate, but he's on Instagram, and he, who knows, he might be watching. Like he watches, and I think that he is over the years, he's starting to understand like, oh, there's a lot of people that remember the art that I did.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Nostalgia is so huge right now that like there's
yeah,
no way he's not going to come to that, recognition there.
yeah.
Very cool. Forever Bogus. What up, Forever Bogus? Thanks for joining. So, I guess I'll go with the next question.
Yeah.
For anyone, I guess we kind of stepped on this already, but for anyone who's joining us that might not know what the pie is, what exactly is a Ninja Turtle pie? When did it come out? How long was it out?
Yeah.
What was the gimmick if there was one?
Yeah, so this is interesting because one of the questions I wanted to answer, like without a doubt, I wanted to know the answer to it was there any other version of the pie? Because people just come out like it was 30 years ago, so you're bound to have a false memory about it. Somebody
Oh
is,
yeah,
but you'll just see people that are like, oh yeah, like because there's always this picture that is not like the thing you always see, the meme you always see is like of a wrapper and then of like this pile of homemade pies.
yeah.
And like people are always like, oh, those look gross. Well, they're not actually the turtle pies for one, but they are correct. They had green icing. But anyways, I wanted to answer the question, were there multiple versions? Because people would always comment and say, oh, I remember the one that was plain crust with green filling. Um, so so Ninja Turtle pies were just a rebranded and there were vanilla pudding pies from Hostess, and they're like those gas station fried pies that
Yeah.
they have cherry and lemon and chocolate, and so they released chocolate pudding and vanilla pudding at the same time in 1985, and the vanilla had chocolate icing on it. And about the time that they were about to be phased out, they got relaunched, and they were called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pies, to be technically correct. And they were vanilla pudding pies, same exact product, but with a green glaze over them. And there were never any other versions of it. They tested on like a few kids in their, not like a test market, like just a few kids tested a green filled pie, and they said it was too gross, that it felt like they were eating snot. And
Oh wow.
which is funny because I think the yellow is kind of like snot too,
Yeah, yeah,
but these kids
yeah.
said this is gross. Like they were like, this is gross. We wouldn't recommend it to our friends. So so that's what they were, and they were always planned as a limited time promotional item to come out with alongside of the movie, the Ninja Turtles 2 movie. So once and for all, if you're watching, there were never any other variations of this. So if you think you remember a plain pie or you remember a Ghostbusters pie, that's somebody else that other people have come up with. Oh, there was a Ghostbusters pie. It was called Ecto Pies, and while that's a cool name, it never existed. So
Never.
yeah,
You heard it here, guys.
yeah.
This guy would know of all people.
Sorry. Like I literally heard, and I have the script that the guy who launched the pies read from when he presented the pies to like
Oh,
the
no
national
kidding.
sales conference, and there is literally a line in it that says, "We tested green filled pies," and he addresses that. So they
That's
never
cool.
had green filled pies.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna be doing this taste test here. I myself, other than like, these pies, this specific pie isn't available anymore, but other pies are that are quite similar.
Hmm.
I never had the original, the
Hmm.
OG TMNT pie. Now, do you remember having one as a kid?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so my next question, a lot of things are made differently these days. I know that like now everyone's more health conscious, and
Hmm.
back then they threw caution to the wind. Can you address them tasting different from what's out now,
Yeah.
or not so much?
Yeah. So one of the bittersweet things of the whole like bring back Ninja Turtle pies type of movement, I guess, is that Hostess is no longer Hostess. Like they
Right.
are only in name. So
Yep.
when they went bankrupt, like an investment firm or something bought the brand name, and they were able to kind of mimic all of the recipes, but they like added a lot of shelf life to all the products. Back then, the pies only lasted 7 days. Um, Excuse me, it's not very practical now.
Right.
And so then the pies were in those wax wrappers. Now they're in boxes, and they're not really the same size. So Hostess, I mean, I love Hostess. I love the nostalgia of the brand, but they're really not the same anymore, and the taste of most of their products isn't very good anymore. But there is one company that makes like an identical. Literally, one time I listed all the ingredients out from Ninja Turtle pies and A/B'd them with Tasty Cake brand pies.
Okay.
Tasty Cake is a brand that's out of Pennsylvania, and they make fried pies, and they have chocolate ones. They have chocolate, lemon, apple, cherry, I believe. And man, what's crazy is like the ingredients were all but like one minor chemical was different. Everything else was the same, all the way down to a random
Wow.
locust bean gum or whatever, like was one of the, everything's the same. And so I bought a lemon pie and I opened it up and it was like the smell was exactly the same. Like
Wow.
the smell was exactly the same. IB running, yeah, PA.
Here
And
in
so
PA,
yeah,
PA
man.
itself too.
And so the smell was like it was like instant. Like if you want to know what a Ninja Turtle pie smells like, buy a Tasty Cake pie and just open it up and smell inside the bag. And then if you want to know what it tasted like aside from the vanilla pudding, just take a bite of the crust because I kid you not, it is 100% the same taste. So if you just take a bite of the edge crust on like a lemon one, and
Hmm.
then I mean that's what it tasted like, and then you don't have the vanilla pudding. The problem with the vanilla pudding was it was actually like a runny type pudding,
Okay.
and so Tasty Cake has actually done a vanilla pudding pie, and then there's a company, Mrs. Freshly's, I think it's called out west. I can't remember
Oh
what it
yeah.
is, but the vanilla pudding pie they make is disgusting. So I mean, it's like the crust is close, but it's not as close as Tasty Cake. And then the vanilla pudding is like this thick kind of like it tastes almost like you're eating like a rubbery, gross chemical
Uh,
thing. And it's just not vanilla pudding.
sounds appetizing.
So the crazy thing about the Hostess pie, I don't know how they did it, but it was like actually a runny pudding. So the best thing you could do if you wanted to know what they taste like is buy a Tasty Cake pie, cut it in half, scoop out the lemon, buy like a vanilla snack pack, and put that in there, and then take a bite of it, and you're pretty much there.
Very.
Super
I tell
easy,
you
right?
what, I'm trying to watch calories, so just like biting a couple of little pieces of the outside of a
Hmm.
pie actually sounds appetizing.
Oh, I mean, that's all I do. I take a couple bites and toss it, and then wait until the next time.
Yeah.
So,
Right on. So I'm assuming you probably have like this. I really don't know for sure.
mhm.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming you have the world's biggest and most impressive TMNT pie collection. Uh, the only other person I know that collects this stuff is Teenage Mutant Ghostbuster on Instagram. Shout out to
Mhm.
Teenage
Yeah,
Mutant Ghostbuster, by the way.
yeah.
Um, what about the pies kind of like has you hooked? Like, what's the driving force that keeps you interested in it?
Man, so honestly, one of the coolest things about it is that it's such a niche thing that when I didn't ever set out to become a collector. I didn't think I would. I was just gonna scan things as I found them, scan wrappers. Like I literally was paying people who had eBay auctions like $5 to scan the wrappers for me initially.
Oh yeah.
But then that graduated into I found a bag of sealed battle signal clickers, which I'm not gonna go way into all this, but like if there was something that I could say that it sounds like kind of prideful, but really I don't think of it as prideful. I just think of it as it's really cool. Is that when
Okay.
I started to dig into this stuff, there was no information about anything. There was no like nobody knew about a mail order form, mail away
Right.
items. I didn't, obviously know about it, and nobody really knew like anything beyond that they existed. Right? People
Right.
had a
Yeah.
memory, and so that's not because I'm not trying to say like, oh yeah, I'm awesome, I did, but it was like it's weird to think back that far because now people talk about battle signal clickers
Oh
like
yeah.
they've always been known, and
Right.
it blew my mind when I found a mail order form on eBay and I asked and I think I paid the person like $10 to scan it for me. And when they sent it to me, I just Googled the names of the items, and somebody was selling, actually the same person that's selling a sealed set on eBay right now sold one back then now, and I'm not afraid to say it was like, I think $25 shipped back then,
Yeah, yeah.
because nobody had, it probably had sat on their store for years.
Sure.
And now they have it up for like 175 bucks,
Oh,
which,
yeah.
um,
Very up there now.
yeah. So anyways, what drew me in was this idea that like these things just nobody knew about them, and that's unheard of for like Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles. People
Yeah.
have dug into like every corner of those
Oh, yeah.
franchises, but
Hmm.
nobody had really set in and like honed in on this one thing. And so once I heard the story, that's what, as cheesy as it sounds, that's what it's become more about for me. It's become more about the story and the people's careers, like Terry, Hinkle, and Lee. And it's like these guys had careers that they went on, and they never really thought about it much again. And then there's
Right.
all of us have these great memories, and love the images. So yeah, man, that's what draws me in is like it was kind of like I always say it feels like you're a nerdy Indiana Jones when you're finding these new things out.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was cool. So there's a selfish ambition there of like, oh, this feels good. But then
Yeah.
also like I really enjoy telling people's story, because I feel like they need to get credit while we are all in that nostalgic mood right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's like you have like a little Nick Cage inside you. Do you feel like you just stole the Declaration of Independence?
Yeah, well, yeah, or at least I found it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I
found.
found it,
Yeah, yeah.
and another I think reason I brought up the collecting thing is because once I started to collect, I think the first time I spent $50 on an item, my wife was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, yeah.
And
Dude, I know the
and
feeling.
yeah, and I was like, "Oh, it's just this one time," you know. And then like
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple of weeks later, I was like, "Oh my gosh." And I was like, I just need to spend 20 more dollars, you know. And it was like, and
Oh, yeah,
luckily it got to a point where I could sell some of my doubles to pay for other things.
sure.
But she made me promise that I wouldn't collect other stuff. Which, if you look on my shelf recently, I've broken that rule a little bit.
We will.
But up until like maybe a couple months ago, I had not bought anything other than Ninja Turtle Pies related items, and that had slowed down as you'd imagine. It gets to a point where there's not really much to find. But yeah, I would say that I probably do have the biggest collection in the world, but who knows? You know,
Right.
that's not
I
really
I
important.
I personally love that, like, to put everybody in the scene. Before you, there was like what Matt's picture that he
Yeah,
drew of turtle
article.
pie.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah, pretty much it. Like that was the one thing that brought everyone back. And now, like, you go on Wiki, everything that's there is because of this gentleman here. So that's just huge,
Nerdy
huge.
Jock, what's up? I was looking at the comments. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good, buddy. My girlfriend here, Michaela K. Sorg, she's laughing because she knows the struggle just as much as your wife probably does.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that's funny. At one point, I had convinced myself that I would part with some things, and my wife was the one that was like, "No, I think you need to keep it. I think you need to be the." She said, "I think you need to be the protector of the pies," or
Yeah,
something. So,
I like that. I
so
like
yeah. So, anyways, that was cool.
very cool. So, anyway, to the outsider looking in, you collect turtle pie memorabilia, and now, I mean, I had this question before, but I can see very plain as day that you do collect other things. What
Yeah.
other things do you enjoy collecting? Are you a turtle fan in general as well?
Oh yeah, I'm a Turtle fan. I'm also a Ghostbusters fan. So right now, I had this idea recently that I would just collect a few items, food items. If the price was right, I could collect a few other food items. Over the years, I've collected like a couple cereal boxes, and you know, if somebody lists one for buy it now, $20 or something, and like that was a sealed box for like $20, I think. Like
Yeah,
I've snatched that up in the past, but then I just recently got some of the juice boxes and some of the cookie boxes, and so I just figured over the years, like I'll pick up a few things here and there. I'm not setting out to go as far as TMNT Mania. I think 84. I think that's his whole name, and he's
oh
like
yeah,
got the largest food collection that I can
oh yeah,
imagine anybody has.
yep.
But there's a couple of guys out there with real serious food collections. I'm not looking to do that. I won't say that I'm done researching
Hmm.
items. There are some other avenues that I'm digging into right now, that I'm keeping kind of under wraps for now because I don't want anybody else to go on the trail. But yeah, I don't. I'm I'm not setting out. I'm not gonna like go crazy on all TMNT items, but I do. I love Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles, so I'll just say that.
Right on. Also, anyone that's just tuning in, nerdy jock there, I
Yeah.
think I missed it. No, you're good. We haven't done it yet. We still got a while
Yep.
before we try. We're gonna save that one for last, and we'll share our thoughts. I don't think I really made that clear. I apologize for anybody that's listening.
Everybody's like, we weren't here for an interview.
Yeah. Sorry about that. So that kind of answers that question. I feel like I can assume this one as well. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you can clarify for me. What is like the white whale missing from your collection?
Oh man, there is there is the one production made item that I do not have,
Okay.
and yeah, and you know, at first it used to like I don't know. It's never really bothered me because like I'm not a I don't feel like an entitled collector or something. I feel like I got lucky and ended up with stuff. I don't know if that
Okay.
makes sense. I don't feel like I did this. I feel like, holy crap, I fell into this stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yes.
so when you feel like that, you don't feel as much ownership over it and, pride over it or like weird, petty feelings about it. It feels like, man, I'm lucky to have this. Awesome. This is awesome. And so, but I am missing, there are these things, they're called shelf talkers, and these long, uh, narrow, rectangular pieces of cardboard that would fold over and hang off of a shelf.
Oh, okay.
And there were, with all the ninja, I found out later on, literally every single marketing piece that they made two versions. One for when the yellow stickers came out, which were the first wave of pies, and then the second thing that released where they had Secret of the Ooze trading cards, which were really glorified like sticker type things. But
Yeah.
they made promo items, marketing items for each set of those. So I have a shelf talker, it's called, that says free trading cards inside. Well, if you go on WorthPoint, which is a website where you can see old eBay auctions, there were
Yeah.
two brand new shelf talkers from the first wave that sold. So I know that there are a couple out there, but that is the only like production item that I don't have. And then I would say the other thing that is like a dream at this point would be, and actually, honestly, I can't think of anything else beyond this, would be an animation cell from the commercial.
That
Like
would be cool.
that would be like a dream. So.
Right on. I was going to assume that because it seems to be on everybody's list, a lot of people's list, anyways, that we follow together. And on my list personally is a sealed pack.
Okay, yeah, it's weird. I haven't, that hasn't, that would be awesome, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know why that has never been. My friend Aaron, Teenage Mutant Ghostbuster,
Yeah.
he would like, given an arm and a leg for a sealed pie. And, while I feel like it would be awesome to stumble upon one, it's not, I don't know that it's just not as big of a thing because I think for me, I realized that if I had one of them, I would want a sealed pie with every wrapper.
Oh yeah, that'd be tough.
And here's a fun fact for you. Terry Hinkle, the guy who did the art for the pies, he sold four sealed pies and a mint mail away T-shirt for um, $50. Buy it now, free shipping.
I remember seeing that post. That like
And
made my stomach sink.
yeah, and it went to a good guy. I actually know who has it, and it's a good dude. So
That's
um,
what counts.
yeah, so that definitely makes it better. But again, I don't feel that drawn, that I have to do it. And I will say, which I know this is coming up, but recently, one of the things that I wish I could have had was that mint T-shirt because
Oh,
there's only been two mail away T-shirts that have ever popped up and luckily I kind of stumbled upon them myself, and I have the one, and then Aaron, Teenage Mutant Ghostbuster, had the other one. I do believe that my buddy Justin, TMNT Mania, has that now. But anyways, I probably shouldn't be throwing everybody. He's posted pictures.
It's,
Recently, my buddy James came to me through Instagram, and I was able to get a shirt that the graphics look brand new. So I'll show that in a little bit. But
very.
yeah. Anyways,
All right, that brings me to the last question here. What do you consider your prized possession in your turtle pie collection?
yeah. All right. So I'll start with the prize, and then I have like five things to show.
That's
Um,
fair.
this is I will never when I got this package with the original art in it from Terry, um, I was like shaking looking at everything. And but when I got this was the very last thing that I looked at, and not many of the items I got were actually like art, markered art, or drawn artwork.
Uh-huh.
Um, that's a great question. It's almost ready. It's not quite ready yet. Sorry, I just saw asking about the shirt. Um,
You're good.
so I will be posting about it. So just follow me, and I will make sure that everybody knows when they're ready. So I was going through the artwork, and I get to this last page, and it's just this unassuming, excuse me, one little drawing on it, and instantly I knew what it was, and it just like blew my mind. And most people would have looked at it and not thought anything of it.
Oh
So I
yeah.
pull this piece out, and like that is markered. This is the font, the drawn font for the word pies on all of the wrappers.
Oh, it looks
Every,
so
so,
clear,
so
so beautiful.
actually everything. So literally on everything.
Yeah.
Um, and it's like a little oblong, like it's not perfectly symmetrical, and it just makes it great.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this blew my mind because I didn't know I was gonna get it. Like I didn't really know what I was getting for sure. And when I got that, I was just like, I think most people wouldn't have. I just freaked out. Like I couldn't believe that that's what that was. And I don't think most people would have really cared as much. And then I pulled out some of the other coolest things. This is just a copy, but it
Oh my
is the
God,
t-shirt artwork.
it's so
So
beautiful though.
that's where this came from. Is I scanned this at 600 DPI and cleaned up every line, and then colored it to match the mail away shirt. So that's awesome. And it's just crazy to think that like I have this huge, because this is pretty big. Like if I hold it up to here, you could see how big it is.
Yeah.
And so that's awesome. And then this blew my mind when I got it because I didn't know about this, but there was an action figure giveaway planned at one point. And so, special figure free, and the guy's name was going to be Sam Alrai.
So cool.
Yeah,
Oh man,
and
that would have been a great figure to get to.
I
That would have completed the Playmates
I
line.
do believe that Terry said that Playmates rejected it. Like that was
No
who.
kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
I believe that's where it got hung up. And then
That's
this is
phenomenal.
probably the most valuable item that I have. It has Terry's name on the back,
Right.
and this is the original like animation cell style
Oh God.
art of the stickers that came with the pies. And so like literally like the back of it is painted, but it's not a drawing, but it's still
Yeah.
awesome.
It's very
So
beautiful. Oh
yeah,
my
so,
God.
so that was pretty crazy. And then real quick, I'm gonna go get that shirt. I have it right over here. One second.
Uh, yeah. No
Um,
problem.
this just came a couple days ago, like I said, and this really blows my mind because the graphics on it are like super clean.
Oh
So
yeah.
trying to get it close up so you can see, but like there's really nothing missing on the art. And I wish I don't have the old one anymore to show you, but the ones that I had, the one I had was really faded. Um,
Okay.
but again, like you look at this shirt and then you look at the art, and you can see like this is what everybody saw back then, and like this is how large the art is. It's like almost twice the size.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, pretty
So
close.
it's pretty HD. And then the last thing that I got out was the marketing folder, which I got really lucky and stumbled on like a Mint marketing folder from somebody that was selling it from a what's that called? When you're selling a whole like a person's house full of stuff.
Oh, like
Estate sale. Sorry.
yeah, that's it.
So this was a Hostess employee's estate sale, and it's just like it's it's just stupid mint. Like it came on this cardboard
Wow.
backing, and inside it has this awesome like that's a picture of a real turtle pie. Looks kind of gross in the picture, but that's what they look like. And then on the other side, you have this pocket that is die cut with a wrapper. And then inside, there are a bunch of single sheets that show you some of the marketing items. Actually, has a picture of the shelf talker.
Nice.
And just like there's some like promotional schedules on it, and there's even a personal typed note that from like the manager of California region. It's just like just crazy, and that honestly that probably roped me into my collection when I found that, because it just had all this information, and it says for a 20-week period we'll be launching the turtle pie. So I knew that before I found the guy that made the pie. So anyways, that was a lot, but yeah, those are like probably my favorite items.
Awesome. No, we really appreciate you
It took
sharing.
forever.
I don't care how many things you have. I will sit here and roll at every single one of them.
Well, just know that I'm not private. Like I don't know. I was like I'm just I don't feel like I earned these things, and I'm I don't know.
Just stumbled on them.
I'm the man.
Lucky.
It's just kind of like
Right.
wow, how the heck, like this is so cool. So, anyways,
This is very cool, man. No, we appreciate everything you've shown us for sure. Well, I think that pretty much just leaves trying these guys out.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, once again, these are just like I don't really know. It's like almost like a peanut butter, but like with pie crust in there, and it's vanilla and
Hopefully, vanilla pudding flavored.
yeah, vanilla pudding power.
We open these up.
Yeah, let's open them up.
Here,
These
you
ones
guys
don't have
smell. They're sealed.
these don't have labels, by the way.
Yeah.
The next run does have labels, and I
Yeah.
believe he said that they're going to go up the 23rd. So if you're looking for the Wednesday the 23rd, go to Nutty Nostalgic and try to get these before they sell out, because they probably will.
Crap! I didn't know there was going to be this.
Oh yeah, it's like a straight up peanut butter jar.
Sealed for freshness.
Man, it smells amazing.
Crap! I knew this was going to happen.
You just got to jam the spoon in there.
Yeah, I did. I got it. All right.
Oh man. Yep. It smells amazing.
It does. I mean, it definitely has a pie type flavor or smell. Sorry.
Smell. Yeah, yeah. Like there's the like the gas station pies. If you're around a Save-A-Lot, they get these little pies similar to the turtle ones. There's a birthday cake one, and it smells exactly like this does.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it smells like birthday cake. Like that's
yeah.
It's like almost like a vanilla frosting.
Very similar to vanilla. Yeah, I'm like, and birthday cake happens to be one of my favorite flavors ever. So this is.
So the crust. Are we gonna eat the crust first? Obviously, because it's the top.
Yeah, yeah, I'm down with that.
I'm gonna hold up.
Top
I'm gonna hold up a piece so that they can see a
like
piece. It's like
green and.
Yeah, it's kind of lumpy. Yeah. All right. Ready?
Cheers.
Cheers. I mean, that's a pretty legit pie crust flavor.
Yeah.
Like I want to say, I thought it wasn't going to taste like a pastry crust, but it really is.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it definitely has like that graininess to it.
And the
that you
green is really legit too, by the way. That shade of
it is.
green, yeah, it's
Hmm.
very like very close.
Yeah. I don't know what yours is looking like, but the chunks in mine are not lacking at all.
No,
They're
they're
just like
huge.
they're like rocks.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm surprised because I don't know what I thought it was going to taste like, but it really tastes like a pie crust. I'm like trying to think of what. I mean that's a legit pie crust flavor,
Yeah, agreed.
and it's like not too sweet, so you feel like you. I feel like
Yeah.
I could eat it all.
Yeah, this doesn't feel heavy at all when it comes to the sweetness. It's like it's almost got like a cookie texture to it, but
Yeah, um, like a vanilla, well, like a vanilla wafer type of thing.
yeah, that's it. That's it for sure.
Mm, okay. I mean,
Now,
yeah. Go ahead.
compared to a turtle pie
Yeah,
crust,
yeah.
what would you say? Like on
Um,
a 1 to 10, what would you say on accuracy?
accuracy, man. I would say probably like a 4 or 5 on accuracy,
Yeah,
but that's a good thing, honestly,
yeah,
because those gas station pies. I mean, they're good, but there's something that you only want to eat one probably
yeah,
every week or every month or something. You know, like
yeah. To be
you
honest, something like that probably would not translate good in something like this. So like this right here is enjoyable as it is.
yeah, and I could eat a whole thing of this. I could not eat an entire turtle
No.
pies, by the way, were 470 calories each.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So the guy that Lee, the guy that developed the pies, he said 400 or 500 calorie belly bombers they were.
Yeah. Wow.
um,
Yeah. Only
but
like a fourth of the American diet.
but here's the thing. This is a legit. I was kind of afraid that it wasn't going to taste good, and then we would be on a live,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, oh, like what do I
Well,
say?
this sucks. Sorry to throw nostalgic under the bus, but this is awful.
No, this is like pretty much best case scenario because I'm not like picking sugar out of my teeth after
Yeah.
eating it.
Yeah. I
All right,
like it.
all right, we're
Shall we do
going into
the
the
vanilla
puddings.
pudding?
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I only get
Yeah. I
that.
think I managed to do it.
Hold on, I didn't. I have to get it now. All right. I'm getting a good amount here.
God.
Oh, you got more than me. I'm getting more. All right. Look at that.
Oh, that's nice.
All
Yeah.
right. Ready? Oh,
Yep.
wait, hold on a second. I want to get
You want to cleanse the palate?
mm-hmm,
Yeah. Okay.
get that cookie. I mean, definitely a cookie. That was good. I was trying to identify what that flavor was. It teeters between pie crust and cookie, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Mm.
Cheers.
Whoa.
This tastes familiar to me. I just don't know what.
I mean, it's vanilla. I mean, it has a vanilla pudding flavor to it.
Hmm.
And it is like you said it. Well, because I think it is a nut butter. Hey, my
Right.
buddy Taylor is on. Say hi to Taylor.
Hi,
Um,
Taylor.
so
Try
yeah, they're
this. We're
and
done.
it's
I
them
drink.
boys. It's them boys. They are re-releasing this flavor on Wednesday with labels. Yes, that is correct. Um, and so I probably will have to order another one to get one with the label.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And this actually tastes good.
Yeah, yeah, it is really good. Now, I feel like I don't really know exactly what kind of nuts they used for this. I almost feel like I can pick up almost like I want to say like an almondy kind of flavor.
I think that's what it is. I think they
You
say
know?
that on their
Oh, do
site.
they?
Yeah.
You could tell how far I dug. I was like, I don't know.
I
We'll
did
wing.
I didn't have time this week to really get to do much, but I did when I ordered one. I read that they were crafting because they make other products like people
Oh
really
yeah.
like it, and they kind of their thing is that they've figured out how to make almost ice cream consistency
Yeah.
with non-dairy, with a nut butter.
Hmm.
So yeah, there's no good way to talk about nut butter
Not
without.
at all. No. Yeah. Before I went into this, I was like, I'm gonna try to do every single sentence and paragraph without saying
Mm,
nut butter,
nuts.
or like nut spread.
Hmm. Mm. Yeah, nut spread.
Not flat.
Mm. So I'm trying. I mean, this is definitely more sweet as it should be. Vanilla
Yeah.
pudding.
Hmm.
It has a consistency, like he said, of almost peanut butter, but
It's a
it's
little more drier than a
yeah, it's a
peanut butter.
little
It's
drier,
kind of
but
like a
not.
looser cookie dough.
Yeah, cookie dough. That is a good description of the consistency.
Hmm.
It is kind of like a cookie dough. That's man. I'm
Now,
glad you're here.
I'm not sure, just because like mine is separated a lot. You can see the separation down there. I'm not
Huh.
sure if you like mixed it up. I don't really want to ruin the
Oh,
layer.
mine
I
is
like
too.
the layers. I'm curious if that little bit would like, you know, turn the consistency a little different. Should I just go into it and
I mean, why not? I'll do it too. I didn't
okay,
notice that. You had mentioned that before, but I'm just guessing that's a little bit of that peanut oil or whatever you
right.
call it, nut oil. I'm just stirring up my nuts. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get that. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, I know it's really tough with all like the pie layer.
So I'm going to go ahead and give some final thoughts on the actual
Okay,
flavor here.
let's hear it.
Well, also, if you guys don't know, this is as close as you get to high C ecto cooler. I know there's like a new recipe going around, but Tampico has Splenda in it, and I just can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
this is a fail-safe way if you don't feel like mixing anything other
yeah,
than like maybe some food coloring.
yeah, yeah. So
Really good.
it was pretty cool that they went through the trouble of trying to tell people how to make ecto cooler. But for whatever reason, I can never eat any or drink things that have artificial sweeteners in them.
Like aspartame and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that has sucralose, so Splenda in it, and just ruins it for me. But this, when I drink this stuff, it is like I'm a kid again drinking Ecto Cooler.
Oh yeah.
And it is different coming out of these drink boxes than it is from the jugs that they sell at
Yeah.
Walmart. These
Hmm.
are sold at Dollar Tree. They're 4 for $1. They're tiny. I mean, look, it's like two gulps in my hand.
Yeah.
But I
And
thought,
they're a little bit healthier too, by the
yeah,
way. Depending
100%
on
juice.
what
Yeah, 100% juice. So I figured I would have some Ecto Cooler while I ate some of this.
the only Ecto Cooler I got here is an old can from 2016, unfortunately.
Nice. Yeah, man, it's sacrilege, but I didn't really like it out of the cans.
I know, man. I'm right there
It
with
was
you.
the
I
only thing I
actually,
could get though. It was the only one I hit on Amazon was the
oh no
cans. I
kidding.
could not find the juice boxes.
See, I ordered the cans online. I was happy enough with that. But then my sister, who was working at like this, I don't know, this random market in the area, it used to go by the name of Bilo, but
Hmm.
it's not Bilo anymore. It's just the town's name and foods, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But of all places, this little place got stacks and stacks of the boxes. So I was like buying a couple every
Yeah.
single day. Just like, well, they're still here. I'm going to take more. Oh, they're
Mm-hmm.
still here. I will take more. And now I've managed to just keep a hold of one full that's
Okay.
like still in plastic, and then
Mm-hmm.
I've kept two cans. But yeah, I'm right there with you. The cans, as cool as they were, they just no excuses. They have to be in a juice box.
It almost gave me a headache when I drank it out of a can. I don't know what it
Yeah.
was. If it was like the sugar level or something. I don't know if it like didn't mix up as much or
Hmm.
but it's cool. It's weird that there's the same phenomenon going on with this stuff in a jug versus in a box. It's still
Hmm.
good in a jug, but the flavor is not as, I guess, powerful. Maybe like not as
Right.
zingy like the citrus. The citrus hits in these little drink boxes, and 4 for $1. Go to Dollar Tree and get you some if you want to taste Ecto Cooler again, because
Hmm.
I'm telling you, this is about as close as you can get. And the combo of this, oddly enough, the combo of drinking this and then eating this here, it's it's getting me closer to a turtle pie sensation here. TMNT Collector, what up, Dave? Um, so so the what was I was saying my final thoughts on this. It is, it's hard to get close flavor wise to a gas
Yeah.
station pie.
Yeah.
And it might be for the best. These are um these are probably like the best tasting turtle pie flavor you could have. I mean,
Oh
because let's be
yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
a turtle pie is a vanilla pudding pie with green icing. So if we're talking about that, then yes. Now, if you're
Yeah.
saying, do these taste like a gas station pie? Um,
No.
excuse me, no, they taste much better than a gas station pie.
Probably way better for you too. I mean, this
Hmm.
is just like we've been telling you. It's made from nuts. It probably has like I'm thinking probably like a third the calories
I
is
would, let's go with that. I don't know. I don't know if I want to know.
yeah,
Um,
I'd
since these didn't have labels, I saw that the new labels actually have like I think the ingredient list and everything on it.
yep.
Um, so yeah, I'm saying that like I'll actually eat this whole thing, like not
Okay.
tonight, obviously, but I was worried. I was worried that we were going to do this live tasting and that I was going to be like, "Ugh."
Not good.
But
Yeah.
they have a crap ton of followers, so
hmm
you would think they have to
Oh yeah.
taste good.
And for the most part, they sell out. Like they did a Dunkaroos nostalgic layer that looked really
Hmm.
cool. They
Hmm.
did the typical strawberry ice cream bar with the little cookie crunch things on the
Hmm.
outside.
Hmm.
They did PB Maxed, which is actually on their site right now, and it's
Hmm.
discounted, which
Huh.
I might be picking up soon.
Yeah.
Um, they did a Kudos bar one,
Huh.
looked really good.
Whoa,
But yeah,
kudos bars.
all the late '80s, early '90s feels.
How did I forget about kudos?
Oh man, Kudos, so good.
I had them all the time.
Me too.
How did I forget about those? Dang. It's not until you like follow a page like Dinosaur Dracula or I mean even I don't know if you follow Collecting Candy, my friend Jason, he's
I
crazy.
love Jason.
And then
Shout out.
there's a guy TikTok Toys. TikTok Toys 2 I think is his
That one.
username. But he's like OG old food item collector. Dan, crap, somebody will know his name. I think it's Dan, but I don't really know him personally. But he's got like, and when you start following people like that, and Matt with Dinosaur Dracula, like they post things all
All the time.
across the spectrum
Yep.
of nostalgia, and it's like, oh my gosh, like how many things I forget about. The other day, I just was remembering what was the verdict on the TMT pie jar. They are good, and we were saying that they don't necessarily taste like an old gas station pie, and that might be for the best. So we're
Yeah.
saying, like, have a great night, guys. You too,
You too.
Cosmic 123.
Cosmic King 1, 2, 3.
So yeah, so I just was saying, they're good. I think you definitely, if you can eat nut butter, um, I don't think you're going to be disappointed, especially with a label on it that harkens to the Ninja Turtle pies. So
Right.
I say go for it. I think Andy, what's up? My buddy Andy is on there. They shipped. Was it like maybe $16 or something? Or
Yeah, somewhere around there.
yeah,
I bought two and it came to like 20 something. I can't remember, like 22
that's
or.
smart. What
Oh yeah.
up?
Speaking of buying two, very soon, as you can see, I have this unopened one. This is the open.
Oh.
We're going to be giving one of these away on this page, along with some really cool stickers that our buddy Mike here created a while ago. I don't have them in front of me right now, unfortunately, but I will.
I do. Hold on.
Oh, you have some? Do you have like
Yeah.
the package it came in and everything?
I do. Hold on a sec.
Right on.
I have like one or two more of those packages. Hold
Cool.
on. Let's see. Got the package and then Shoot. It's funny that I'm walking. I was like, I left my microphone on as I'm walking off the stage.
That's all right.
All right, um, I have magnets, so but they're the same design.
That'll work.
So, and that's a hint at things to come from me. I've had a lot of stuff made for over a year now,
Hmm.
and it's a little embarrassing because it's like, well, you have it, why don't you do it? But people don't think about the fact that you have to figure out how to like sell it,
Oh yeah.
get the money, get the addresses, get the
Hmm.
shipping. I did the first sticker sale, and it ended up being way bigger than I imagined
Oh,
it would be.
sure.
Um, so I actually have magnets with all these designs. So, all right, like you've got each turtle from the rapper art. It's just like this, but stickers.
Yeah.
And then I made these, which ended up being like, it's so funny. I printed these at home and like folded them myself. But this is what the stickers came in, and this is a scan of some of the original art. Uh, so that's what they came in. And then
Yep.
here's a little look at something that I'm also going to be releasing. It's a holographic group
And
shot.
oh my God, so cool,
So
dude. I
um,
love it.
I'm pumped about that. I
I
didn't do
love
the
the kind of like throwback to the original one of the what they had like that hologram sticker or the card.
Yeah,
Um,
so they had those you could lead me down a lot of different stories. Basically, they planned on releasing holograms in the pie packages
okay.
as a third wave of pies,
Hmm.
and for whatever reason, they didn't get to that wave. Well, actually, I do know, um, if you know that the original sticker sets, they were kind of like a film consistency. They were like a shiny, rubbery, excuse me, they were like a film paper.
Okay.
And so that was because they were going to be placed in with the pies, and some of the icing and stuff would get on them, and that way they wouldn't get destroyed by the moisture and stuff from the pies. So when they made the holograms, the backs of the holograms were paper.
Oh.
So they couldn't put them in with the pies or they'd get
Ah.
destroyed.
Right.
So for the longest time, what I had seen was that and the way that I discovered that was by searching. When I was obsessed, like beyond help, I was searching eBay for just Ninja Turtle or TMNT and just scrolling.
Hmm.
And one day I came upon those holograms that had the same artwork as the stickers, and I thought, well, that's weird. Like that's a weird knockoff, type
Oh
of thing.
yeah.
Because I figured it had to be. I was like, it has to be a knockoff. But then it was so like HD, and that was hard to do back then to like replicate something HD.
Right.
And then when I got this marketing folder, in the marketing folder, it has holograms listed on the like list of premiums that they were going to release.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that blew my mind. That was like why when I got this, I got sucked in. I was like, oh my gosh, like
There's so much
it,
more.
yeah, it listed the holograms. So then, yeah, I talked with, my friend Lee, and he didn't remember. It was so long ago. I couldn't believe the stuff that he did remember, but he didn't remember why they didn't get put in. And then he started talking about, why they had the film paper on the stickers and stuff, and they could.
Oh
But
yeah.
anyways, then a couple years, like I kind of got to I'm at the point now where I no longer feel like it's impossible for somebody to tell me something I don't know about them,
Okay.
because it is possible. Like there still are little things that people could like somebody might find out or find. Um, so, for example, I'm trying to think of what his name is, but TMNT Ohio.
Hmm.
His name is crap. I can't think of his name
I
right
can't
now.
name. I know who you're talking about. Well.
Uh, it's like right on the tip of my tongue. But he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, dude, I know where those holograms came from," and he didn't know that I had messaged every eBay seller ever. Ronnie's his name.
Okay.
Every every seller that ever had those holograms on um, online. I have those right here. So, well, I have one of them right here, I guess. but these were the original holograms, and they just had one of each turtle.
Nice.
And um, yeah, so he said, I know where those holograms came from, and I was thinking like, well, I mean, I kind of think I know the story because I messaged every eBay seller, and all of them said my uncle or my grandpa or my dad or my friend, he owned vending machines, and he had these in vending machines.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, so once Hostess didn't use them for the pies, they sent them off. They sold them to vending companies. And he sends me a picture of this,
Mm.
and
Brownie
it
bites.
has the same artwork as a clicker.
Oh wow.
It's basically the clicker art
Right.
on a sticker, and and he points me in the direction of the guy. Mike actually was selling this. I actually ended up doing a trade with Mike, and so he gave me he. What was really cool about him was that he knew how obsessed I was with the pies and anything having to do with them, and he had both flavor varieties. One's a regular, and one is with walnuts.
Oh, nice.
And he traded me for both, and he only had one of the regular ones. So I'm forever thankful that he was able, like I love when people are able to see outside of their own thing. Like
Yeah.
if I had something that I knew somebody it was like their focus, I would totally give it up to them. Um, but yeah, so they ended up putting some of them in with the brownie bites because when the brownie bites came out, they were in individual packages.
Okay.
So since they were sealed off from the holograms, they could drop them in. Now, what I would love to see is if they were I can't imagine they were in with any packet, like any wrapper or
Right.
anything like
Probably
that.
just floating around.
Just thrown in there, yeah. But I would love to see if they were. Which the other mystery that I don't know that I would love to see is a sealed belt buckle.
Oh yeah.
One of the mail away items is the belt buckle, and I have a pretty legendary story of my best friend from. I lived in Nashville for 10 years and just recently moved back to Ohio. My best friend in Nashville, how much did he know me? Like you have a best friend. For Christmas, he gave me a package or a present, and he just looked so disappointed. He's like, "Hey, this isn't that good of a present, but I thought it was going to be a great present." And it was. He gives it to me, and he's like, seriously, he was so like downtrodden about this. Um, but he gives me this. Okay.
Okay.
And in this is the top half of the Ninja Turtle Pies mail away exclusive belt buckle. He went through 10,000 plus eBay auctions for TMNT lots.
Okay.
And he found one that had a picture. He literally looked at every picture of thousands of eBay listings and saw one that had this sticking up out of the top of a box. And he messaged the seller and said, "Could you see if like the whole, the rest of it is in that box?" Because the box was like $50.
Right.
And the person was like, "I'm sorry, I'm not around it. It's in it's in storage or something."
Yeah.
And so he bought it for $50, and it ended up only being
Oh,
half of
that's
the.
dedication right there. You got some good.
I know, but that was like so meaningful to get that. So I will never
Yeah.
get rid of that. But I
That's
do
awesome.
have the whole thing, which
Oh,
it's kind of
nice.
weird because it opens up and then, well, I guess it's not that weird. It opens down, but
So cool. Now, I've seen the cover of that before. I always assumed it was one of the old Burger King toys from the Burger King Kids Club. It looks very similar to something out then.
yeah. So you've probably seen well, maybe you have seen this before, but it is. I don't think I have that.
Yo, what's up,
But
Doidles?
Ninja Turtles. It is exactly the same font. This had to be made in the same plant in China.
I absolutely.
Um, it definitely was, yeah, made in China, and it has the same font, says heroes in a half shell, same turtle type thing, but it's an oval and this is round.
Round.
So
Okay.
yeah, so most people have seen the BK toy, and that's why these have went on under the radar for so long. And they just nobody has. No one has ever sold one on eBay listing it as a Turtle Pies belt buckle. I'll say
Right.
that they've never, and I really wonder what it would fetch because I only know of four of them. I think maybe five of them, and one of them I gave to my best friend and wrote our names in Sharpie on the back when I moved away to Nashville. So, like, so that was kind of like the bromance end of the story. Was I did track down another one, and I wrote our names on it in Sharpie and gave it to him when we moved.
Right.
So
Nice.
it was like two little kids, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's exactly the same as the BK toy, but this is round and that one is oval. And that one's just a clip on. It's just a clip on thing. I think no, actually it has a suction cup on the back.
Right.
But a long time ago, I did a post about like comparing the two. And I realized recently, I think it's hard for us on Instagram, like people who post on Instagram, to remember that people only see what you post. They don't really go
Yeah.
back to your homepage and scroll through all your stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm really due for some reposts of old posts because I was OCD at first trying to follow some train of thought up my wall, and I'm like, nobody cares. So you just gotta
Right. Yeah.
keep
Pretty.
sharing. But
I.
yeah, good call, man. Good memory on the BK toy because it is 100. It had to have been made by the same. Oh, so sorry. So the reason I thought of that was one thing I would love to see is a sealed one of these because the official Ninja Turtles account on Twitter shared a picture of a sealed one, but it had a little slip of paper in the plastic with it, but
Ah.
you couldn't see what was on the slip of paper.
I.
So that's like one little mystery that's haunted my Ninja Turtle pie themed dreams.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's quarter after. I think that
Yeah.
might wrap it up for tonight.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
that was thorough.
yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. Verdict on the pies. They're good. Might not mimic the exact thing that you're thinking it will, but it's maybe for a good reason.
Hmm.
Like I said, there's going to be a giveaway. We're going to put that up probably either tomorrow or the next day. I'll have it up on the page, and
Hmm.
this will be included, a sealed one of these guys, as well as some really cool stickers that our buddy Mike created a while ago. All the information for that will be on the post, so if you just keep an eye out for that, you can enter to win it, and that would be pretty cool for you because this stuff's pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna tag on. Somebody asked if this was like meant to be spread. I don't think there's any way this is meant to be spread because of the
Yeah,
layers. So
yeah. I certainly wouldn't put it on like toast or bread or anything like that. Like I
no.
would probably, honestly, a good thing, I would mix this with like vanilla ice cream or something.
Yes, that would work.
See that being
Because
pretty.
like you said, it is cookie dough-ish.
Yeah, absolutely. Other than that, why don't you let the people know where they can find you if they're not following you, and without too many details, if you have anything cool and exciting coming,
Oh
maybe
yeah, no,
they can
just
look out for them.
yeah, I would just say yeah, I'm Ninja Turtle Pies and I'm hoping to get more active and kind of sell some of the stuff that I have had sitting in my house. And basically I have this is a magnet. Yeah, I was hoping it would stick. So I have magnets of the four turtles. I have stickers of the four turtles, and then I have holograms of the group shot. And then I actually also made, and I don't have them down here, but I made bumper stickers a long time ago randomly that say "Bring back Ninja Turtle Pies."
Oh, that's dope.
And then also the shirt. I've scanned the artwork in super HD, and then like color matched it to the mail away shirt, and that it has to come soon because I've been sitting on this stuff for a long time, but we had our second kid about a year ago and it's just been nuts. So
Congratulations, by the way.
thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So So anyways, that's kind of what I got going, and I'd like to be a little more active posting, but like I said, I'm also neck deep in some new pursuits, new nostalgic pursuits. So stay
Right.
tuned.
Absolutely. And when the shirts and all that good stuff come out, you hit me up right away.
All right, I will do,
I will
and I'll be
throw
listening to
all
your
of my money.
podcast. I listened to the last couple, so I'm gonna keep listening, man.
Appreciate that. And anybody who
Yep.
isn't following here, be sure to follow us also at Leftover Pizza Podcast. You can check us out on leftoverpizzapodcast.com. That will take you to the site. You can also hit us up on, I believe, Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify are the two big ones that you can listen to us on. Hopefully soon we'll be everywhere else too, but for now those two work the best. You can also listen to us on our website that I just mentioned. Other than that, we both appreciate you guys joining us for this momentous occasion. If you're interested in getting this stuff, if you don't win it from us, hit up Nutty Nostalgic on Instagram. They will be doing another release of this stuff on Wednesday with labels, by the way. So
Yes.
check that out ASAP.
And I would imagine they have a lot because they sold out really fast last time.
Yeah. And for good reason, not just because it's nostalgically good, but it also tastes pretty amazing too. So
yeah, this is a good snack.
Agreed. Well, thanks. Everybody have a good Sunday night.
Yep. Good night, everybody. Thanks, Grant.
Yep. Thank you for joining.